The third time my phone buzzed that evening, I knew it wasn't good news. Lucy's contact photo lit up my screen, her bright smile from happier days staring back at me. I took a deep breath before answering. "Mum?" Her voice cracked. "Dad says he can't buy my new volleyball shoes because you take all his money." My name is Maria, and this is how my 14-year-old daughter became another weapon in my ex-husband's arsenal. I gripped the kitchen counter, forcing myself to stay calm. "Lucy, honey, that's not— He showed us the papers. He gives you thousands every month, and now Ethan can't even go to soccer camp because you're bleeding Dad dry." I closed my eyes, counting to 5. 2 years post-divorce, and Diego was still playing the same games. Behind Lucy's voice, I could hear my 9-year-old son, Ethan, sniffling. "Put your brother on, please." "No, you always do this. Try to change the subject when—" "Lucy, put Ethan on." A shuffle, then my son's small voice. "Mom, are we poor now?" My heart shattered. "No, baby, we're not poor. And you're definitely going to soccer camp." "But Dad said—" "I know what Dad said. Listen, both of you, I'm coming to pick you up right now." "We're supposed to stay until 9, Lucy protested. "Well, plans change." I grabbed my keys, already heading for the door. "Be ready in 15 minutes. During the drive, my phone dinged with an email. Diego's lawyer requesting a dramatic reduction in support payments due to severe financial hardship. I nearly rear-ended the car in front of me. The kids were waiting on the curb when I pulled up. Diego stood in the doorway, arms crossed, his new wife Gillian hovering behind him like a vulture in designer clothes. "This isn't your night," he called out as the kids got in. "We need to talk," I replied. "Everything's in the email." He smiled that practice smile. "Unless you want our children to suffer." Before I could respond, my phone buzzed again. Emerson, my best friend since college, calling for our nightly sanity check. "Not now, Em," I answered, pulling away from Diego's house. "Yes, now. Where are you?" "Picking up the kids. Diego's playing poor again." "Yeah, check your texts." I waited until we got home, and the kids were in their rooms before looking. There it was, a screenshot from Instagram. Gillian lounging on a pristine beach, crystal clear water stretching to the horizon. The caption read, "Maldives paradise with my love. Diego, blessed luxury travel," posted 3 days ago. My hands shook as I called Emerson back. "Before you say anything," she cut in, "scroll through the whole album. There's more." "Em, I can't." "You've played nice for 2 years, Maria. You let him talk you down from the original support amount because he claimed he couldn't afford it. You've been the bigger person while he plays victim. And now he's using your kids as emotional hostages?" They were crying, Em. Actual tears because they think I'm taking all their dad's money. While he's sipping $1,000 champagne in the Maldives, keep scrolling. I did. Each photo was another knife. Gillian and Diego at a private villa, sunset dinners, yacht trips. The resort tagged in every post cost more per night than my monthly mortgage payment. "He's filing for reduced payments," I whispered. "Claims he can barely feed them when they visit." Then he committed perjury. These posts are public record now. A soft knock at my door made me jump. Lucy stood there, eyes red. "Mum, I'm sorry I yelled." I patted the bed beside me. "Come here." She curled up next to me like she used to when she was little. "Dad showed us papers about how much money you get." "Did he show you his bank statements too? His travel receipts?" She frowned. "No, but, Lucy, look at this." I showed her the Maldives photos. "This was last week." Her face went through a series of emotions, confusion, realization, anger. He said he was at a work conference in Detroit." "I know, baby." "Why would he lie?" My phone buzzed again. Another email from Diego's lawyer. More demands, more claims of poverty. But this time, instead of guilt, I felt something else. Determination. "Em," I said into the phone. "You still there?" Always. I need your help with something. Already on it. I'm downloading every post, every tag, every receipt I can find. He wants to play games? Game on. I looked at Lucy, still staring at the beach photos, then at Ethan's soccer schedule pinned to my bulletin board. No more being the bigger person. No more letting guilt drive my decisions. Game on, I agreed. Holy crap, look at this one, Emerson said, spinning her laptop toward me. We'd converted my dining room table into command central, laptops open, empty coffee cups scattered between stacks of printed screenshots. Is that a Rolex? Yep. Posted by Gillian 2 weeks ago. Caption, just because he's the best husband ever. Blessed. Couple goals. Emerson's fingers flew across the keyboard. Price tag on this model, $28,000. I nearly choked on my coffee. While he's telling the kids he can't afford their school activities. Oh, it gets better. She pulled up another tab. Remember when Lucy had that dance recital last month? The one Diego said he had to miss because he was sick? Yeah? Well, according to Gillian's location tags, they were actually at some wine tasting event in Napa. $100 per person, minimum. My blood boiled. Print everything, and I mean everything. Already done. I've got a timeline going back 6 months. Vacations, restaurants, shopping sprees, all with timestamps and locations. She paused, frowning at the screen. Wait, what's this? I leaned in. There was a photo I hadn't seen before. Diego on that same Maldives beach, but this time with Lucy beside him, both grinning at the camera. When was this posted? 3 weeks ago. During that week, Lucy was supposedly homesick with strep throat. The memory hit me like a truck. Lucy had called, claiming she was too sick for school. Diego said he'd keep her at his place to avoid bouncing her between houses while she's ill. He took her out of school for a luxury vacation and made her lie to me about it, I whispered. Maria? Emerson's voice was gentle. You okay? Before I could answer, my phone lit up. Margaret, my attorney. Tell me you're free right now, she said when I answered. These photos Emerson sent over. This is exactly what we needed. Can we use them? They're public posts on a public platform. More importantly, they directly contradict sworn statements Diego made about his finances during the last hearing. I put her on speaker so Emerson could hear. Remember when he claimed he couldn't afford the original support payments? Margaret continued. Said his consulting business was struggling. Well, I just cross-referenced the days. He was testifying about hardship the same week he put down a deposit on that Maldives villa. Emerson grabbed my arm. Show her the Rolex post. Already seen it, Margaret said, along with the receipts from 3 different Michelin star restaurants last month alone. Maria, he's not just lying to you, he's lying to the court. What do we do? For now, nothing. Let him file that reduction request. Let him dig himself deeper. Meanwhile, we build our case. Every receipt, every post, every contradiction between his claims and his actual lifestyle. I thought about Lucy's tears, about Ethan asking if we were poor. Margaret, I want to destroy him. No, she replied, we're not going to destroy him. We're going to let him destroy himself. All we have to do is present the truth. After hanging up, Emerson and I went back to our digital archaeology. Every photo, every casual brag from Gillian, every tagged location became another piece of evidence. Look at this, Emerson said softly. Gillian's been complaining about you on Twitter. Called you a gold-digging drama queen right after they booked a private yacht tour. I was about to respond when I heard footsteps on the stairs. Lucy appeared in the doorway, wearing pyjamas and a confused expression. Mom? What are you guys doing? It's midnight. I quickly minimized the screens. Just some work stuff, honey. You should be in bed. She walked closer, eyes catching one of the printed photos before I could hide it. Her face went pale. Is that from Dad's trip? The one where I was supposed to be sick? Lucy, he made me promise not to tell you. Her voice cracked. Said it would be our special secret, just me and him, that you'd try to ruin it if you knew. I stood up, reaching for her, but she backed away. You're going to use this against him, aren't you? That's what all this is about. This is about the truth, Lucy. The truth? She laughed bitterly. The truth is, you're both always trying to hurt each other, and Ethan and I are just weapons you use to do it. She ran back upstairs before I could respond. The sound of her door slamming echoed through the house. Emerson touched my shoulder. You know you're doing the right thing, right? I stared at the scattered evidence of Diego's lies, at the proof of how thoroughly he'd manipulated our children. Yeah, I said, I just hope Lucy realizes that someday. The next morning, Lucy wouldn't look at me during breakfast. She pushed her cereal around the bowl while Ethan chatted about his science project, oblivious to the tension. Lucy, I said softly, we need to talk about last night. No, we don't. She stood up, bowl half full. I'm going to be late for school. It's only 7:15. I'm meeting friends early. She grabbed her backpack. Dad's picking me up after practice. Actually, I need you to come straight home today. We should discuss... Discuss what? She whirled around, eyes blazing. How you're collecting evidence, building a case, being a total drama queen just like Gillian says. Ethan stopped eating, looking between us with wide eyes. Your father lied to me, I said, keeping my voice steady. He took you out of school and made you lie too. He wanted to do something special with me, just me. Tears formed in her eyes. For once I got to be the priority instead of his stupid support payments or your stupid rules. Lucy? And you know what? The trip was amazing. Dad and Gillian treated me like an adult. They didn't spy on social media or try to trap anyone. My phone buzzed. Emerson. Don't answer that, Lucy snapped. I know it's her. She's probably found more pictures to use against Dad, right? This isn't about pictures, Lucy. It's about honesty. Honesty? She laughed bitterly. Like how honest you were during the divorce. Dad told me how you tried to take everything from him. The familiar guilt rose up, but I pushed it down. Is that what he told you? He showed me the papers. How much money you demanded. Did he show you how much he actually makes, or where that money goes? Stop it, she grabbed her keys. Just stop trying to make him look bad. After she stormed out, Ethan looked at me with tears in his eyes. Is Dad really lying about being poor? I pulled him into a hug. It's complicated, buddy. Lucy's really mad. I know. Are you going to make Dad pay more money? I'm going to make sure he tells the truth. I kissed the top of his head. Now finish your breakfast. I'll drive you to school today. My phone buzzed again. This time it was Margaret. We have a problem, she said when I answered. Diego's lawyer just filed an emergency motion. They're requesting an immediate hearing on the support reduction. What? Why? They're claiming you're engaging in harassment by monitoring their social media. Gillian's made all her accounts private now. I laughed. Little late for that. Maria, this is serious. They're painting you as obsessed and vindictive. But we have the evidence, which they'll claim was obtained through stalking. She sighed. We need to be strategic here. No more digging for now. Let them think they've scared us off. After dropping Ethan at school, I called Emerson. Already heard, she said. Margaret called me too, but Maria, they messed up. How? By making the accounts private now, they've basically admitted there was something to hide. Plus, I may have already downloaded everything. Everything? Emma, every post, every comment, every check-in for the past year, including some very interesting conversations between Gillian and her friends about their creative accounting. I pulled into my office parking lot, mind racing. Send it all to Margaret. Already did. And Maria? There's something else you should see. Remember that week when Diego claimed he couldn't pay support because his consulting contract fell through? Yeah. Well, according to LinkedIn, he actually landed 3 new clients that month, major ones, and Gillian couldn't resist bragging about it in her private Facebook groups. My hands gripped the steering wheel. He lied under oath. Exactly. But here's the thing. We can't use this yet. Margaret says we need to let them dig their own grave first. I thought about Lucy's anger, about Diego's smug smile when he showed the kids those manipulated financial documents. How long do we wait? Until the hearing. Let them present their poor mouth story. Let them swear to it. Then we show the receipts. All of them. Emerson paused. But Maria, Lucy's going to be hurt when this all comes out. She's already hurt. I watched other parents dropping their kids off at the school across the street. The difference is, right now, she's hurt by lies. Maybe the truth will help her heal. Or maybe she'll hate you for exposing her father. Maybe. I took a deep breath. But I'd rather have her hate me for telling the truth than love me for playing along with his lies. The official court documents arrived on a Tuesday. Diego's lawyer had crafted a masterpiece of creative writing, painting him as a struggling father crushed under the weight of excessive support obligations. Mick will listen to this garbage, I said to Margaret during our prep meeting. Due to market downturns and lost contracts, the defendant can no longer maintain basic living standards while meeting current payment requirements. Margaret smiled, shuffling through our own stack of evidence. Basic living standards like 5-star resorts? He's requesting a 70% reduction. My voice cracked. That wouldn't even cover the kids' health care, which is exactly why we're going to let him present this fiction in court. She laid out photos from the Maldives trip. Let him dig deep, swear to it, really commit. My phone buzzed, Diego calling. Margaret nodded. Answer it. Remember, play dumb. I put the phone on speaker. Hello? Maria? His voice oozed false concern. I assume you got the paperwork? Just reading it now. Sounds like things are tough. They are. I hate doing this, but I have to think about the children's quality of life when they're with me. Margaret rolled her eyes, mouthing quality of life, while pointing at a receipt for Diego's new home theatre system. Of course, I said sweetly. The kids mentioned you've been struggling, though Lucy did say something about a recent trip. A pause. Just a quick business conference. Listen, Maria, I know this reduction seems harsh, but... No, I understand. I winked at Margaret. Must be hard maintaining basic living standards these days. Exactly. I knew you'd be reasonable about this. The hearing's next week. Maybe we can settle before then. Save everyone some stress. Margaret shook her head vigorously. Actually, I said, I think we should let the judge decide. Seems more official that way. Maria. Oh, and Diego? The Maldives looked lovely. Hope you had fun. Silence. Then, what? The photos on Gillian's Instagram? The water looked amazing. Another pause before his tone shifted. Keeping tabs on my wife's social media, that's a bit desperate, don't you think? Just making conversation. I kept my voice light. Anyway, see you in court. After hanging up, Margaret grinned. Perfect. He's rattled but still confident. Now watch this. She pulled up her email and composed a message to Judge McGregor's clerk. Subject line, evidence submission for case 47293, financial disclosure review. We're not just sending the social media stuff, she explained, attaching files. We've got bank statements, credit card records, business registrations, all showing exactly how much money he's really making. How did you get those? They're public records, Maria. Your ex-husband may be clever, but he's not as smart as he thinks. She hit send. Now we wait. That evening, Lucy was still giving me the silent treatment, but Ethan wanted help with his math homework. As we worked through fractions, my phone lit up with a text from Diego. Diego, real mature, bringing up the vacation, trying to make me look bad. Me, you do that all on your own. Diego, the kids don't need this drama. Me, the kids need their father to be honest. Diego, I am being honest. Times are tough. Me, looks that way. He sent back a smirking emoji. Jealous much? Before I could respond, Margaret called. The judge's clerk just confirmed receipt of our evidence package, she said. And, Maria, McGregor has requested all parties appear 30 minutes early for the hearing. Is that good or bad? Given what we sent, very good. He's probably furious about the attempted fraud. After hanging up, I stared at Diego's smirking emoji. The man who'd spent 2 years manipulating our children, playing victim while living luxury, was about to learn a hard lesson about karma. My phone buzzed again. Emerson this time. Check your email, she said. Gillian just posted and deleted something interesting. I opened my inbox to find a screenshot. It showed a private message between Gillian and a friend. OMG girl, Dee's ex is causing drama about our trips. Like, sorry we can afford nice things. Had to lock down my socials before she finds the Dubai booking for next month. Forward it to Margaret, I said. Already did. Oh, and that Dubai booking. Found the confirmation. 5 nights royal suite. Guess when? When? The same week Diego told the court he needs an emergency hearing because he can barely afford groceries. I looked at Ethan, innocently working on his fractions, then at Lucy's closed door upstairs. Soon they'd learn the truth about their father's games. It would hurt, but lies hurt more in the long run. 1 more week, I said. Then everything changes. You ready? I thought about Diego's smirk, about Lucy's tears, about all the manipulations and lies. More than ready, it's time for the truth. The courthouse hallway felt colder than usual. Diego and Gillian sat on one bench, him in an expertly tailored suit that probably cost more than my monthly mortgage. Lucy sat with them, pointedly avoiding my gaze. Ethan was at school. I'd wanted to shield him from this at least. Margaret touched my arm. Ready? Before I could answer, Judge McGregor's clerk appeared. The judge would like to see all parties in chambers. Now. Diego's lawyer frowned. This is irregular. So is lying to the court, the clerk replied flatly. In McGregor's chambers, the tension was thick enough to cut. The judge sat behind his desk, a stack of familiar-looking photos and documents in front of him. Mr. Wolfe, he began, would you like to explain these? Diego leaned forward, confident smile in place. Your Honour, if you're referring to some social media post my wife made, I'm referring to the systematic pattern of financial deception documented in these records. McGregor held up a photo. This is you, correct? At the Maldives resort last month? A business trip, Your Honour. Networking is crucial in my field. Interesting. McGregor shuffled some papers. Because according to your sworn statement, you were in Detroit that week, living on credit cards due to severe financial hardship. Diego's smile faltered. I can explain. Please do. Explain how you could afford a $40,000 vacation while claiming you can't pay basic child support. Explain why your wife is posting about your Dubai booking next month while you're requesting emergency relief due to poverty. Lucy's head snapped up. Dubai? Your Honour, Diego's lawyer interjected. These social media posts are being taken out of context. The context, counsellor, is perjury. McGregor's voice was steel. Bank statements showing luxury purchases, business contracts your client claimed didn't exist, travel receipts contradicting sworn testimony. Gillian stood up suddenly. This isn't fair. She's been stalking my social media. Mrs. Wolfe, sit down. McGregor didn't even look at her. Public posts aren't stalking. Lying to the court, however, is a serious offence. Diego's confidence cracked. I can provide updated financial statements. You certainly will, along with a complete audit of your business dealings for the past 2 years. McGregor turned to Margaret. Counsellor, I assume you have a motion prepared? Margaret smiled, pulling out a document. Motion to increase support payments based on newly discovered income, Your Honour, and a request for punitive damages due to willful deception. No! Diego slammed his hand on the desk. This is ridiculous. Maria put you up to this. She's trying to destroy me. Dad? Lucy's voice was small. What's going on? Nothing, sweetie. Your mother's just being vindictive again. Actually, I finally spoke, I'm being honest, unlike someone who made our children feel guilty about money while spending thousands on luxury vacations. You took me to the Maldives, Lucy whispered to Diego, but told Mum I was sick. You made me lie. Princess, I wanted to do something special. While telling me you couldn't afford my volleyball shoes? Her voice cracked. While making Ethan cry about soccer camp? Gillian stood again. This is all your mother's fault. She's... Mrs. Wolfe, McGregor's voice boomed. One more outburst and you'll be removed. Now, given the evidence of deliberate fraud, here's what's going to happen. What followed was a systematic dismantling of Diego's financial house of cards. Support payments would not only continue, but increase based on his actual income. He'd pay my legal fees. A forensic accountant would review all his accounts. And Mr. Wolfe, McGregor added, consider yourself fortunate I'm not referring this for criminal prosecution. Yet. In the hallway afterward, Lucy stood between Diego and me, tears streaming down her face. Lucy! Diego reached for her. Baby, let me explain. She backed away. You used me. You made me lie to Mum. You made me feel guilty for needing things while you were booking 5-star resorts. I did it for us, for our special time together. No, she looked at him with new eyes. You did it for you. You always do it for you. Gillian grabbed Diego's arm. We're leaving. This whole thing is a joke. As they walked away, Lucy turned to me. Mum? Yeah, baby? I'm sorry for not believing you, for saying those things. I pulled her close, feeling her sob against my shoulder. It's okay. You're okay. He made me feel like everything was your fault. I know. Can we pick up Ethan? I want to go home. Over her head, I watched Diego and Gillian arguing by the elevator. He caught my eye, and for a moment the mask dropped completely. I saw the fury, the humiliation, the defeat. I smiled and turned away. Some victories don't need words. Yeah, I told Lucy. Let's go home. The aftermath hit like a tsunami. By evening, my phone was blowing up with messages from mutual friends and family. Diego's sister called first. I just saw Gillian's Facebook meltdown, she said. Is it true? About the Maldives and everything? Every word. God, Maria, I'm so sorry. I had no idea he was doing this to the kids. More calls followed. Diego's business partner, our old neighbours, even his mother, who'd blamed me for the divorce, left a tearful voicemail apologising for not seeing who my son really was. Lucy sat at the kitchen counter, scrolling through her phone. Gillian's going crazy online. She's posting about how we're all conspiring against them. Maybe stay off social media for a bit, I suggested, stirring the pasta for dinner. Too late. Everyone at school's already talking about it. Hannah sent me screenshots of Dad's company website. They've removed him from the leadership page. The doorbell rang. Ethan raced to answer it, returning with Emerson, who carried 2 bottles of wine. Thought you might need this, she said, then noticed Lucy. Oh, hey, sweetie, how are you holding up? Lucy shrugged. Dad keeps texting me. I haven't answered. You don't have to, I said. I know, but... She held up her phone. Look what he just sent. The message read, Princess, please let me explain. Everything I did was to give you the best life possible. Your mother's turning you against me. Don't let her win." Emerson snorted. "Still playing victim?" "Classic Diego," I muttered. My phone buzzed, Margaret calling. "Turn on Channel 7 News," she said without preamble. The TV flickered to life just in time to catch the business segment. Local tech consultant Diego Wolf has stepped down from multiple high-profile contracts following allegations of financial fraud and perjury in family court. "Holy shit," Emerson whispered. Lucy went pale. "They're talking about Dad on the news?" "Odd-to-court records are public," Margaret explained over the speaker. "Once his clients saw the evidence of his deception, they started distancing themselves. No one wants to work with someone who commits fraud." "But I didn't want," I started. "This isn't on you, Maria. He did this to himself." "Oh, and heads up, Gillian's lawyer just called. She's filing for separation." Lucy's phone chimed again. "Dad says he had to move out. Gillian changed the locks." "Where's he staying?" I asked, trying to keep my voice neutral. "Some extended stay hotel. He wants me to come visit him there." "Absolutely not," Emerson and I said simultaneously. The doorbell rang again. This time it was my elderly neighbour, Mrs. Patterson. "Diego's outside," she said, "sitting in his car, just staring at the house. Should I call the police?" I went to the window. Sure enough, his Mercedes was parked across the street. "I'll handle it," I said, heading for the door. "Mum, wait," Lucy followed me. "Let me talk to him." "Lucy, please, I need to say something." Against my better judgment, I nodded. We walked out together. Diego jumped out of his car, looking dishevelled in his expensive suit. "Princess, thank God, if you'll just let me explain—" "Stop!" Lucy's voice was firm. "Just stop lying. I'm not—" "The Maldives, Dad, the Dubai booking, the Rolex, all while telling me Mum was taking everything from you, while making Ethan cry about soccer camp. I wanted to give you special experiences. No, you wanted to look good while making Mum look bad. You used me to hurt her." His face darkened. "Your mother turned you against me. Mum didn't post those photos. Mum didn't lie under oath. Mum didn't make me lie about being sick so you could take me on vacation." "Lucy, please." "I don't want to visit you at the hotel. I don't want to hear any more explanations." She took my hand. "I just want you to leave us alone." Inside the house, Emerson and Mrs. Patterson were watching from the window. Ethan had joined them, his small face pressed against the glass. Diego saw him and waved desperately. "Ethan, buddy!" But Ethan just turned away, disappearing into the house. "You should go," I said quietly. "This isn't over," he snarled, mask finally dropping completely. "You've ruined everything." "No, Dad," Lucy said. "You did that all by yourself." We watched him drive away, tyres screeching. Lucy squeezed my hand. Mum? Yeah? Can we have dinner now? I'm starving." I laughed, feeling lighter than I had in years. "Sure, I think the pasta's only slightly overcooked." Back inside, our makeshift family gathered around the kitchen counter. Lucy, Ethan, Emerson, even Mrs. Patterson stayed for a plate. The news played quietly in the background, but nobody paid attention anymore. Some victories aren't about revenge. They're about truth, finally breaking through the lies, about children learning to trust their instincts, about family being more than just DNA. And sometimes they taste like slightly overcooked pasta shared with people who love you for real. A week later, I sat in my home office, staring at the folder labelled Evidence on my laptop. Every screenshot, every receipt, every record of Diego's deception. It felt heavy now, like carrying around someone else's shame. My phone buzzed with a text from Emerson. "You see Gillian's latest post?" I hadn't. After everything, I'd blocked both their accounts, but curiosity won. "No. Do I want to?" She sent a screenshot. Gillian had posted a long rant about toxic ex-wives and gold diggers. ending with an announcement that she was moving back to California. The comments were brutal, mostly people calling her out for her role in Diego's lies. Lucy appeared in my doorway. "Mum, can we talk?" "Always." I closed the laptop. "Everything okay?" She sat on the edge of my desk, fidgeting with her phone. "Dad keeps making new accounts to message me, says he's in therapy now, that he's changed. How do you feel about that?" "I don't know. He sent me this long apology, but—" She showed me the message. "It still feels like he's trying to make himself the victim." I read it. "Princess, I know I made mistakes, but losing everything has opened my eyes. Your mother's revenge worked. I'm broke, alone, living in a hotel. Please don't let her poison you against me completely." "Still blaming me, I see." "Yeah." Lucy took her phone back. "You know what's weird? He actually thinks this was all about revenge." "Isn't that what everyone thinks?" I opened my desk drawer, pulling out the custody agreement. "Your dad, Gillian? Probably half the people who saw the news?" "But it wasn't, was it? It was about the truth." I smiled. "When did you get so wise?" "Probably around the time I realized my dad was full of She caught herself. "Sorry, full of lies." The front door opened downstairs. Ethan returning from soccer practice with Emerson, who'd offered to drive him while I worked. "Mom," he called up, "I made the team." Lucy and I headed downstairs to find him bouncing with excitement still in his cleats. "Coach said I'm starting midfielder." He paused. Can we afford the team fees? Dad used to pay for—" "We can afford it," I assured him. "Everything's covered." "Speaking of coverage," Emerson said, holding up her phone, "Diego's company just released an official statement about his departure. Want to hear it?" Lucy nodded. "Following recent events, we announced the immediate resignation of Diego Wolf. Our firm maintains the highest standards of integrity." She skimmed ahead. "Blah, blah, blah. We wish him well in his future endeavours." "Future endeavours?" Lucy snorted. "Like what? Professional lying?" "Lucy," I warned, but couldn't help smiling. My phone rang. Margaret again. "Just got word," she said when I answered. "Diego's requesting a modification to the custody agreement." My heart stopped. "What kind?" "Not what you think. He wants to reduce his visitation time. Says he can't provide proper accommodations in the hotel." Lucy, who could hear through the speaker, laughed bitterly. "Wow. First he fights for more time to prove what a great dad he is. Now he's giving it up." "His choice," Margaret said. "Want me to fight it?" I looked at Lucy, then Ethan. "Kids, what do you want?" "I don't want to stay in some hotel," Ethan said quietly. "It's weird there." Lucy nodded. "And I'm tired of him using our visits to try to manipulate us. Like, either be our dad for real or don't." "Okay," I told Margaret. "Let him reduce the time. But make sure the support payments stay the same." After hanging up, I opened my laptop again, pulling up that evidence folder. With a few clicks, I deleted it all. Every photo, every receipt, every record of Diego's elaborate deceptions. "Why'd you do that?" Lucy asked. "Because we don't need it anymore. The truth's already out there." Emerson raised an eyebrow. "You know I have backups, right?" "Of course you do." I closed the laptop. "But I'm done looking backward." "Mom?" Ethan tugged my sleeve. "Can we get pizza to celebrate me making the team?" "Yeah," Lucy joined in. "And maybe watch a movie, one without any beaches or resorts in it." I laughed. "Pizza and movies it is." As we gathered in the living room later, surrounded by pizza boxes and arguing over what to watch, I realised something. This was what winning really felt like. Not the courtroom drama or the public exposure of lies, but this quiet evening with my kids, planning futures instead of reliving past hurts. My phone buzzed one last time, Diego trying to call. I declined it without hesitation. Some calls don't need to be answered. Some stories are better left in their folders, deleted and done. "Hey," Lucy called from the couch, "are you going to pick a movie or what?" I joined my family, leaving the phone and everything it represented behind. The autumn breeze rustled through the bleachers as I watched Ethan's soccer team take the field. Lucy sat beside me, actually present at her brother's game for the first time in months instead of hanging out with friends. "Dad texted again," she said, not looking up from her phone. "Oh, says he got a job offer in Seattle. Wants to know how we feel about long-distance visits." On the field, Ethan intercepted a pass, dribbling toward the goal. The crowd cheered. "What did you tell him?" "Nothing yet." She put her phone away. "But honestly, I'm kind of relieved. Maybe some distance would be good." Ethan scored, and we both jumped up cheering. As we sat back down, I noticed Gillian's latest social media update on Lucy's phone, photos of her new life in California, minus any mention of Diego. "Mum," Lucy's voice was thoughtful, "remember when you said, sometimes winning isn't what people think it is?" "Yeah, I get it now. Like, everyone at school thought this whole thing was some epic revenge story. But it wasn't about destroying Dad, was it? No, it was about the truth," she finished, "and about us not having to pretend anymore." The referee's whistle blew, half-time. Ethan ran over, sweaty and grinning. "Did you see my goal?" He high-fived Lucy. "Coach says I'm getting better." "Getting better at everything," Lucy ruffled his hair. "Even math. Mom told me about your test score." "Speaking of scores," I said, "how about ice cream after the game, win or lose?" "Can we invite Emerson?" Ethan asked. "She promised to show me more soccer tricks." "Already here!" Emerson's voice came from behind us. She sat down, passing out hot chocolates. "Wouldn't miss my favourite players' game." My phone buzzed, a text from Diego. "Taking the Seattle job, monthly visits okay, we can FaceTime weekly." Before I could respond, another message. "I know you won't believe this, but I am sorry, not just for the lies, for making our kids carry them." Lucy read over my shoulder. "Are you going to answer?" "Should I?" She thought for a moment. "Maybe just okay? Nothing more?" I typed the single word, sent it, then turned off my phone. On the field, the second half was starting. "Mom," Ethan called from the sideline, "watch this play." We watched together as he executed a perfect pass to his teammate. Lucy actually cheered, something she would have been too cool for just months ago. "You know what's weird?" she said quietly. "I used to think Dad was the fun parent, the one who did exciting things and broke rules and made everything an adventure. And now I realise that adventures built on lies aren't really adventures at all." Emerson squeezed her shoulder. "That's some serious wisdom there, kiddo." "Yeah, well," Lucy smiled, "I learned from the best." The game ended with Ethan's team winning by 1 goal. As we walked to the parking lot, planning our ice cream celebration, Margaret called. "Seattle paperwork is official," she said. "Diego signed everything, reduced visitation, maintained support, travel arrangements for holidays." "No arguments?" I asked, surprised. "Not one. I think he finally understands what he lost was worth more than what he was trying to keep." After hanging up, I watched my kids walking ahead with Emerson, laughing about something. Lucy had her arm around Ethan's shoulders, proudly wearing his extra team jersey. "Hey," I called out, "before ice cream, I need to know something." They turned back. "Are you okay? With everything? With Dad moving?" Ethan shrugged. "As long as I can still play soccer and have ice cream, I'm good." But Lucy's answer went deeper. "You know what, Mum? For the first time in forever, I feel like I can just breathe. No more secrets, no more pretending, no more choosing sides." "No more lying about being sick to go to the Maldives?" Emerson teased. "No more anything except being us," Lucy said, "and that's better than any fancy vacation." At the ice cream shop, watching my children argue over sprinkles versus hot fudge, I realised Lucy was right. Victory wasn't in the courtroom drama or the public exposure. It wasn't even in Diego's move to Seattle. It was here, in the simple truth of a Sunday afternoon with no pretenses, no manipulations, no carefully crafted stories to maintain. Just us, being real. "Mom," Ethan called, "Lucy's stealing my sprinkles." "Am not. I'm redistributing them fairly." I laughed, joining their playful argument. Some battles are worth fighting, not for revenge, not for justice, but for moments like these. Pure, honest, true moments. And all the sprinkles in the world couldn't make them sweeter.